We are Southeastern 16. Chase Robinson here, Jay Greeson with me, and we're going to talk about some bold predictions for the Aggies of Texas A&M. Interesting team coming up this season, Jay. And as we start off talking about our friends at FanDuel, what pops out when you look at A&M there on FanDuel.com?
Well, I'll tell you what pops out is there are a lot of conversations in the preseason about A&M being a sleeper. And I know we're going to get into that. And I know you and Chris talked to David Pollock on our platform earlier this month. But the Vegas numbers, the algorithms, and FanDuel have this shaped up to be a disappointing run in year two of Mike Elko. And look, their over-under win total is set at 7.5. But under is a prohibitive favorite. The algorithms have it as a minus 172 yes to the under, which means that's viewed as the same likelihood of happening as Georgia going over 9.5 wins, wow. Which really surprised me that you could get that good of plus odds on a Texas A&M team that just getting to 8 wins. And look, I read one preview that said if you took the logo and whatever underachieving connotations or frustrating bits and times of their history in years past, if you took the A&M logo off of that program and just looked at the resume in terms of all their meaningful offensive and defensive lineman return, some skill position additions, and some secondary acquisitions through the portal, and a quarterback who flashed some upside last year, you would think that this is not only a plus 7.5 win team, but a potential playoff contender.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with you there. So interesting numbers there at FanDuel. Also want to tell you about GameTime SIDEKICKS before we get into our bold predictions. There you see Jay's SEC GameTime Sidekick. Officializes stainless steel drinkware with all the SEC schools on there, plus over 350 more universities. Top of the market quality as far as construction, ice retention, tons of designs and logos for every school. They've got the college vault line, everything from stainless steel sippy cups, tumblers, 40-ounce plus bottles, and shaker cups. Use promo code SE16 for a 20% discount to you, the viewers. That is promo code SE16.
Now, folks may want to order an SEC generic cup because I have the assertion this year more than any other. Look, you Texas A&M fans would rather cheer for Satan's All-Stars than that other school in Austin. I get it. But if you are just a fan of any SEC school, a lot of these non-conference games, we've talked about some of the really big ones in week 1. Texas A&M plays Notre Dame in week 4. The rest of the league, now that perception matters as much as it does in terms of the eyes of the College Football Playoff Committee, and the reward of having 3 or 4 teams financially to every team in this league, gives you, as a rooting fan of Auburn, of Kentucky, of Florida, that you need Texas A&M to play well against Notre Dame. Because if Notre Dame's on the cusp of a playoff spot and one of their losses is to the Aggies, who may finish 8-4, how is Notre Dame going to argue that they deserve to be over that 4th SEC team?
Very good point, Jay, as those two will meet in week 3 of the season. So bold prediction time. And after those numbers you read talking about FanDuel, my first bold prediction, and I guess I need to qualify as saying this is a bold prediction in the sense of the word bold, because my bold prediction for Texas A&M is that they finally get over that 8-win hump and they get to 9 wins in this season. But the numbers don't like my bold prediction, but that's what I'm rolling with.
Well, it makes you officially bold, and because, and I'll look it up on our friends at FanDuel. If you truly believe that, my friend, you can get a big time payout if you think they get to 9 wins. The FanDuel number of Texas A&M getting to 9 or more wins, well, it just pays 130. So that doesn't feel like it jives to be plus 140 over 7.5, but only 130 to get to 9. So it is. Look, it's a big year. I mean, and I think there's a lot to like about this team. The algorithms truly scare me, because all of us doing this in the offseason are trying to come up with things that we think are bold. So as the narrative turns, and saying Texas A&M being a fringe playoff team, because you get to 9-3 in this league, then you are a fringe playoff team, and FanDuel has them at plus 235 to make the college football playoff. So that constitutes a bold pick. But the algorithms are putting their money behind their words. And the algorithms point us at this being a 7-5 team. So to that end, more algorithm numbers in terms of the betting odds and where they stack. In terms of Heisman odds, Marcel Reed is listed as the 10th best quarterback in this league. Behind Jackson Arnold, behind John Mateer, behind Gunnar Stockton, behind Austin Simmons, behind Lagway, Sellers, Simpson, Manning, and a slew of others. So my bold prediction is Marcel Reed is in the portal, and not unlike how Carson Beck in the portal before whatever bowl game Texas A&M goes to. And whatever it's going to be a very similar situation with a fan base that is flummoxed by some up and down play. I'll say this, and he's going to put 70 on Auburn. Watch this. Just watch this. How when Carson Beck entered the portal last year, there weren't a whole lot of Georgia fans too desperately upset about it. Yeah, now, maybe that's because they had a belief in Gunnar Stockton. Maybe they were just tired of watching him and throwing it to the team with the other colored jersey on. But that's my bold prediction for a Texas A&M team that I'm not as high on as you are.
Yeah, and that makes sense. And Marcel Reed is such a crucial part of this team this year. Like he has to be be good for them to get to 9 wins, for them to, again, some people have them as a playoff team, and at 9 wins, I guess I would have them as a fringe, just on the outside of the college football playoff. But he's crucial this year. I mean, he has to be consistent, and I don't know. We haven't seen a full season from him, so we don't know what that could look like for him.
Well, it is. I mean, and that's a question mark. And at times he looked as good athlete as there was on any field with just about any other opponent. But there were also times that the progressions weren't there. And yeah, it was his first extended playing time. And maybe it was a benefit that he started the year as the backup. The starter got hurt, and then he was forced into it with limited expectations. Look, his growth and his maturation is the biggest swing factor for what's going to happen in College Station. So this is a football team that's got high but somewhat tapered expectations, and certainly not among one of the most energetic and rabid fan bases that there is across all of college football, because that crew goes bonkers on Saturdays in College Station. Have you been to a game there?
I have not. I would love to. I would love to go out there.
everybody I've talked to who's been there said it's unbelievable, and that's a credit to their passion and their fan base. I guess my final prediction is, because I'm high on this guy for two reasons. One, he is just a dude in the middle of a uber talented defense. And two, how can you not root for anybody named Scooby? So I think Scooby Williams is going to be right there. In fact, I think he's going to be right there with Whit Weeks leading the SEC in tackles.
Okay. And I mean, he has the name for it. You're right. Like that.
I mean, and because can't you see, like, you know how baseball has the K's when big time strikeout picture? Like every big hit they call a Scooby snack, and they like just start hanging it. And they need to, I mean, when he makes a big play, the PA announcer needs to go, "Ruh-roh, Shaggy." And I mean, they really need to lean into this. This could be just a fun opportunity.
Yes.
So, but I think he is a tremendous talent, and there's a lot to like about a defense that saw a couple of shortcomings and truly jumped into the portal to address them in year two. And you're in the state of Alabama. The conversations, and granted, it has a lot to do with who you replace. The conversations of anything but playoff in Tuscaloosa are going to make some uncomfortable off-season interviews with Kalen DeBoer.
Yeah.
If like Vegas believes, this team does not go north of 7.5 wins, Mike Elko could be staring at that same thing. Because look, we talked about it some in the offseason with Brent Venables, and nobody's saying in a million years Mike Elko is going to get fired, because even with oil money, you can't afford to be paying $100 million over a course of 3 years to two dudes not coaching.
Right.
So that's not what anybody's saying. But what I am saying is, if year two is not better than 7-5, as Texas continues to roll, there are going to be some guys with a whole lot who light cigars with $100 bills who are saying, what are we going to do to fix this?
Right. Yeah. So it's a big year for Texas A&M. There's no way around that. And we'll keep track and follow the Aggies as they get the season started, and we'll see what they can do coming up in 2025. Before we get out of here, let's talk about ROKFORM. They partner with us, a great partner with us. They're at ROKFORM.com, the world's strongest magnetic phone case, extreme protection, super strong magnets, rock lock secure mounting, the most durable and multifunctional phone case accessories. Quality is paramount at ROKFORM, so you can expect the same military grade standards with their case accessories as you do the actual cases. I mean, they've got speakers, they've got the car mounts. You can put your phone there in the car, and so there you go. ROKFORM.com. Check them out. ROKFORM.com, and you got a promo code SEC25 for 25% off your order there. SEC25. 25% off there at ROKFORM.com. FanDuel.com. They are our title sponsor here on the channel. Player props, same game parlays there at FanDuel.com. Deep, impressive menu. You could build some really fun combinations around player performances and game outcomes. Competitive odds, tons of betting options. What can A&M fans look for there on FanDuel.com?
Well, I think one of the things I like to explore the FanDuel, especially if you've got preseason beliefs. I don't know how good Notre Dame's going to be, and you can get Texas A&M. I think Texas A&M gets out of the gate quickly. Right now, you can get more than a touchdown on the Aggies playing Notre Dame there in week 3. If Notre Dame struggles against Miami, which is a very difficult opener, and Texas A&M gets out of the gate a quick 2-0, that number is going to be probably closer to 3 by kickoff time. So you're getting a critical extra 4+ points, even against the betting monolith that is Notre Dame. So I would be eyeing that, especially before the season starts and the algorithms get actual intel as opposed to using projection, because I think Texas A&M is every bit as athletic as Notre Dame is.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. So there you go, FanDuel.com. You can go there. Remember to bet responsibly and have fun with it there with our partners at FanDuel.com. For Jay Greeson, I'm Chase Robinson. Subscribe to our channel, like this video, spread the word about Southeastern 16. We got a lot of great football content coming your way as we are getting so close to the 2025 SEC football season. So we'll see you next time with more SEC football coverage on Southeastern 16.